Need a trained war dog? Fiercest companion money can buy. My family's been doing it for years. You need one out in the Reach. Don't want to be alone when some Forsworn comes swinging. I personally trained a whole litter for the Jarl. That reminds me, I was gonna deliver some dog food to the keep. Spiced beef, their favorite. Wow, look at you. Thanks. Take it to Voada. She handles all the dogs for the Jarl. Don't fall. Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is that everything?
A man like me makes a lot of enemies. People always trying to cheat me. I paid extra for the biggest room in the Silver Blood Inn. I need space to stretch these arms.
The finest jewelry in all of Markarth.
Oh, did you need something?
Are you looking for a gift for a friend, perhaps? Or a lover?
Nuttiest beef in the Reach.
My family came here centuries ago. We made a good living smithing the silver that flows through the city. But you probably wanted to know about the fancy carvings and stonework, didn't you? Travelers always do. Here, I have a delivery I need to make to Calcimo. Why don't you take it to him? He knows the history of Markarth better than anyone. Thank you. He can be a bit difficult, but I'm sure he'll appreciate your help. Beautiful things for beautiful people. Come back if you need a new ring or necklace. Redguard craftsmanship in every piece.
You hear all that noise outside? It's just the market rabble. We should get back to work. You there, if you're here to trade, step up to the counter. I heard the gourmet is hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook?
Elizabeth handles the customers. I just check the shipments.
They say the college has been snooping around Sarthal. Mages in a burial crypt. No good can come of that. You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords. No, as if trade wasn't poor enough. Now there's violence in the streets. It was the Forsworn, wasn't it? I lose dozens of shipments every season to those barbarians. Now they're in the city? Gods help us. I inherited the store from my husband. His father was Arnleif. My husband, Gunnar, died about 5 years ago. Forsworn attack. I miss that stubborn oaf. Oh, by the divines, is it that obvious? I swear, if my Gunnar was alive to see me now. This store would finally be on its feet if I hadn't lost my last shipment to the Forsworn attacks. A specially made Dibella statuette. You aren't for hire, are you? A sellsword? I'll pay you if you can recover that statuette from the Forsworn. Thank you. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for you when you return. Come back whenever you need something.
Feel free to take a look around the store.
Outsiders aren't trusted in Markarth. Best keep that in mind. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. If you need anything else, just ask.
I've been at Arnleif and Sons all my life. It's a good store.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Never leave the house? You want that ending?
You're closing this stall, and that's final.
You want to give up now, out of fear? Is that what we're going to teach our daughter?
Mama, why are you and Papa fighting?
We're not fighting, we're just... Why don't I get you something to eat?
Bloodiest beef in the
Mama
Reach.
and Papa will talk later.
Are you looking for a gift for a friend, perhaps? Or a lover?
I'm gonna be a silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
I work silver, like my father, and his father before him.
You want a cut of venison or mutton? Well, of course you do.
The finest jewelry in all of Markarth. Guard craftsmanship in every piece.
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done.
The Silverblood family will be heard. You there, you another Imperial puppet? Answer me. What of it, he says. Your empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for. Honor, pride, mighty Talos. You can tell Jarl Igmund that the Silverblood family won't tolerate his cowardice for much longer. That's a true Nord hero. A legend. So great that the divines themselves lifted his soul into the heavens and made him a god. He founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him. To appease your kind, elf. Do your people rule Skyrim, or do the Nords? Your kind started the Great War, nearly destroyed the Imperial City. Then the Emperor took the coward's way out, and surrendered. Now you people dictate everything we do. Don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is. We own Sidna Mine, best prison in Skyrim, and source of half the wealth in this city. We keep the Reach safe. We flood Markarth with wealth. But does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say? No. He's busy forgetting that Ulfric Stormcloak saved this city from the Forsworn. Ulfric's a hero, not a damn criminal. He used the Thum, shouted those Forsworn from the walls. Then he led a band of Nord warriors in to take the city. Just like Talos himself at the Battle of Old Hroldan, reclaiming the Reach from those heathen natives. Stay out of trouble in my city.
Halt! The Dunmer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission. It means Dwarven Museum. Lost race of people that built this city. You want to know more? Ask Calcimo. He's usually in front of the ruins, just down the tunnel. You're here to see the Jarl. No sudden moves. Understand? Whole Dwarven city underneath the keep. The Schuenzell. Best steer clear if you don't want a steam centurion carving you up.
If you see any signs of Talos worship, it's your obligation to report them to me. You have the honor of addressing a member of the Thalmor. Bask in it. As if this craggy wretch of a city could give birth to a superiorly bred mer such as myself. No, I'm not from Markarth. I was sent here to lead the Thalmor's interests in this corner of Skyrim. It's my mission to root out all Talos worship in this city. It's a religious matter. The Thalmor do not recognize Talos as a god. He was only a man, and does not deserve a place in our pantheon. The Empire has agreed to accept our beliefs, and its citizens have a responsibility to cease their heretical worship. You're awfully inquisitive, aren't you? I like that. Perhaps you'd care to solve a little problem I'm having? Fine. We're the ruling body of the Old Mary Dominion. Saviors of Myr. Victors of the Great War. The Empire exists because we allow it to exist. And I'm here to make sure the Jarl of Markarth remembers that. The Thalmor saved all of Elvenkind during the Oblivion Crisis. We've been watching over our lands for 200 years. We refounded the Old Mary Dominion, an alliance between us and our Bosmer cousins. You might know them from their common name, Wood Elves. We intend to prove the superiority of Myr over man, 1 century at a time.
To work, or Anton will rip my head off.
Need something? Ah, another adventurer. You must be here seeking to sample my culinary potions. They are known throughout Tamriel as the first potions capable of healing the body while delighting the palate. All right then.
Anton sure looks like he's from the Reach. But don't tell him that.
Have you come to taste my potions and ingredients?
Need something?
The Dominion is here, and we're watching you.
Citizen?
The Thalmor know how to deal with Talos worshippers.
Outsiders aren't trusted in Markarth. Best keep that in mind.
Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth? Very well. You may approach the mournful throne, but watch your words. Keep your eyes open for Forsworn when you're on the roads.
Oh, did you need something? Oh, did you need something?
You speak to Igmund, son of Orolfdir, Jarl of Markarth. It all started here, this rebellion. When the Empire lost the Reach during the Great War, we became desperate. We promised a group of Nord militia free worship in exchange for their help retaking the hold. Then the elves found out about it. We were forced to arrest all of them. Ulfric Stormcloak, their leader, used the whole thing as proof that the Empire had abandoned Skyrim. The rebels called it the Markarth Incident. It was the founding day for the Stormcloaks, and where this war really started. My guards told me. Poor Margaret. And witnesses report that the attacker was shouting some nonsense about being a Forsworn. I want to make things clear. Markarth has its troubles, but there are no Forsworn in this city. They are only a threat in the hills and along the roads where they live. Everywhere else, we are in control. The White Gold Concordant, our treaty with the elves after the Great War, forbids free worship of Talos. But that's what we promised Ulfric and his men. It seems foolish looking back, but at the time we were hoping the elves wouldn't find out. So when they did find out, it was either we arrest Ulfric and the militia, or enter into yet another war with the Aldmeri Dominion. The choice was clear, and now Ulfric threatens the thinly veiled peace we sacrificed so much for. When the Aldmeri Dominion invaded the Imperial City, the Legion all but turned a blind eye to the other provinces. Many of the disgruntled natives of the Reach used the opportunity to depose the Empire and founded what they called an independent kingdom. It was little more than a chaotic uprising, but the Reach was removed from Imperial authority for 2 years before we reclaimed it. But the leaders of the uprising refused our offers of peace. They fled into the hills and became the Forsworn. If you'll excuse me, I have a city to run.
I'm Igmund's uncle, as well as his steward. I have letters to read.
What is it, Elf?
The Tholmor know how to deal with Talos worshippers.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
What can I do for you?
Citizen?
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. Neshuan, the ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting to pick that up. Poor Kira. Such a patient woman. Now, you're supposed to get something for your trouble, aren't you? How about some gold? People seem to like that, I notice. Correct. It's a private place where I can catalog my research. Occasionally, the Jarl will come in and have questions, but that's thankfully rare. I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in the Chuan-Zel. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site. Yes, their history and culture is all around us in Markarth, a race of stonecutters, artisans, and engineers. They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we are still not sure when, they disappeared. The whole people, all at once, leaving behind only their works. To protect my research, for one. There are more cutthroat scholars out there who would steal my findings if they got the chance. And the excavations into Nichuan-Zel are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still function, even after thousands of years. What? Oh, goodbye.
Be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat. They say Ulfric's... I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
I'm Calselmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
That's a decent enchantment, but keep studying. You've only scratched the surface.
Yeah? Sure thing. something? Yeah? Sure thing. Hmm? I'll be waiting. Time to move? Right.
You're as good as dead.
Dunmer machines don't seem all that flexible, but they're nimble as a cat. I wonder if there's something I can learn from the way they move.
It's never too late to be wandering around.
I have things to study. What is it? The artifacts I've discovered in Nishuan Zel will make history one day. You have my gratitude. That spider had been interfering with my excavations for months. As promised, here's the key to the Dunmer Museum. Mind the displays. Some of them are quite fragile. Oh, really? This looks like someone from Stauben's little group. A brave scholar, but not very wise. If you find Stauben, it would be good to see any notes he may have collected. I doubt you'll find him alive, though. Spells and incantations, for those with the talent to cast them. Safe travels to you.
Fine scale armor you've got on there. Shiny. Everything's all right?
Need something?
I have meals to cook for the entire castle, and almost no help.
Anton sure looks
Don't
like
mind the
he's from
dogs.
Reach.
They get anxious when they haven't had dinner. Oh, thank you. The dogs were getting restless. Here, this is for you. Yeah,
The only reason Jarl keeps Anton on is because he cooks up a storm.
I've heard that in the heat of coitus, depraving a partner of air can increase sensation and pleasure. I've talked to the sisters about developing similar techniques based on the use of paralysis spells, but none of us are well versed in alteration.
Until next time. I know they look all nice and fuzzy from far away, but please don't antagonize the bears and the saber cats. I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do. You want answers? Well, so do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess. This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please, you find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Wayland and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me. She's not from Markarth. The air about her screamed outsider. Visitors to the city usually stay at the Silver Blood Inn. He was one of the smelter workers. I used to have a job down there myself, casting silver ingots. I never knew much about Wayland, except he lives in the Warrens, like all the other workers. They're remnants of the old rulers of Markarth, natives of the Reach, followers of the old ways. The Nords drove them out of the city, Ulfric Stormcloak and his men. That was about 20 years ago. But somehow they're still here, and they're killing people. Yes, it all started when I was a boy. My father owned one of the mines, rare for anyone who isn't a Nord. He was killed. Guards said it was just a madman, but everyone knew the murderer was a member of the Forsworn. I've been trying to find out why ever since. Gotten nowhere so far. And then I got married. Have a child of my own on the way. I swore I was going to just give up for my child's sake, but it's like my father's ghost is haunting me, asking me why. Let me know as soon as you found anything.
Stones, stones, and more stones. I remember hearing a rumor about a nice stash of gold somewhere around here, but I'm sure it's just an old thieves' tale.
Come on in.
I
Let
could
me know if you
definitely
need
go for a
anything.
drink.
Or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.